Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome to Vedic Heritage Jyotisha series part 3. To most of us, Jyotisha is synonymous with fortune telling. If you have seen the earlier 2 videos of this series, your concept of this science may have started to broaden. And if you are Indian or Hindu brought up with some exposure to our traditions, this video will make you realize that in fact you actually know more about Jyotisha than you are conscious of. In the previous video of this series, we started to explore the unique feature of the Hindu calendar, the fact that it is both solar and lunar in calculation. We saw that the solar day was calculated similar to the modern calendar, but I am sure that you were surprised to know that the time breakup of a day calculated thousands of years back went all the way down to fractions of microseconds. In this video, let us explore the concept of the lunar day in the Panchanga, the Hindu calendar. While watching the moon from the earth, we noticed that the moon has 2 phases or paksha in each month, the waxing phase and the waning phase. On the new moon day, Amavasya, the moon is not visible and then it slowly grows in size till it is a bright full moon, Purnima. And from the next day, it starts to reduce in size and continues till it once again disappears totally. This apparent growth and decay of the moon is the basis of the Hindu lunar month. While the solar day is called Vasara, the lunar day is called a Tithi. The waxing phase or Shukla Paksha, the bright fortnight, starts on the Tithi after new moon Tithi Amavasya. 1 to 14 Tithis are the growing phase of the moon, ending on the 15th Tithi called Purnima or full moon. As the moon is in its growing phase, this period is considered favorable for all activities. Similarly, the waning phase or Krishna Paksha, the dark fortnight, has 14 Tithis of reducing moon, starting after Purnima and ending with Amavasya Tithi. This period is not considered auspicious due to the waning of the moon. The lunar days are referred to by their numbers. Tithi 1 is Pratama, Tithi 2 Dvitiya, Tithi 3 Tritiya, 4 Chaturthi, 5 Panchami, 6 Shashti, 7 Saptami, 8 Ashtami, 9 Navami, 10 Dashami, 11 Ekadashi, 12 Dvadashi, 13 Trayodashi, 14 Chaturdashi. The 15th Tithi of the Shukla Paksha, the growing phase, is the full moon Purnima, and the 15th Tithi of the Krishna Paksha, the reducing phase, is Amavasya. Purnima and Amavasya Tithis are considered very good days for religious activities, and many festivals fall on these Tithis. Do these names seem vaguely familiar to you? Once I list the names of some festivals, you will understand why. Ganesh Chaturthi, Naga Panchami, Basant Panchami, Skanda Shashti, Ratha Saptami, Gokulashtami, Ram Navami, Vijayadashmi, Guru Purnima and Mahalaya Amavasya. Even though we may not have known what they meant, just by following the festivals, we already know the name of most lunar tithis. Important fasting days like Ekadashi and Dwadashi too may be known to many of us. Therefore, we are all following the Hindu calendar by tradition, even if we are not aware of it. The lunar day Tithi does not equate to a solar day, and it's calculated differently. The moon takes a complete revolution of 360 degrees around the earth every 29.5 days. Today we understand this as we are used to observing the planet from space. But if you had to stand on earth and observe the moon, then you would know that it has completed a revolution because it traverses all the 12 rashis or constellations on the earth's sky within this period. Similarly, the moon's movement is also calculated relative to the sun's position on the sky. Therefore, each tithi is taken as the time taken for the moon to traverse 1/30th of the 360 degrees, which is 12 degrees. The moment of new moon or Amavasya is that point of time when the longitudes of sun and moon are equal. As time progresses, moon will go ahead of the sun. When moon's longitude is exactly 12 degrees greater than the sun's longitude, the first tithi or lunar day finishes and the second tithi starts. When moon's longitude is exactly 24 degrees greater than the sun's longitude, the second tithi finishes and the third tithi starts, and so on. Therefore, one tithi is the time taken by the moon in increasing its distance from the sun by 12 degrees in the bright fortnight, or decreasing its distance from the sun by 12 degrees in the dark fortnight. Due to the elliptical orbits of Earth and Moon, the time taken for the Moon to traverse the 12 degrees varies between 21.5 and 26 hours. Due to the variation in time between one tithi and the next, the tithis do not start or end at the same time every day. While the solar Vasara starts every day at sunrise, the lunar tithi may start or end at any time of the day or night. Suppose one tithi ends and another starts on, say, Thursday at 10 am. Which tithi is considered for Thursday? The tithi of any given solar day is taken as the one that is prevalent at sunrise on that day. As some tithis are longer than 24 hours of a day, the same tithi may prevail over the next sunrise too. For example, if Navami tithi prevails from the sunrise of Guruvasara and continues into the sunrise of Shukravasara, even if only for 1 or 2 hours after sunrise, Navami tithi is considered for both the solar days. Navami repeating on Shukravasara is called Adhika tithi or extra lunar day. Similarly, when the tithi is shorter than 24 hours and if it is not manifest during sunrise on any day, that tithi is skipped. For example, if Navami tithi starts at 10 am on Guruvasara and lasts through the day and the night until the next morning 4 am, then Navami is not manifest during the sunrise of either Guruvasara or Shukravasara. Therefore, as Ashtami tithi was manifest during sunrise, Guruvasara will be assigned Ashtami tithi. And because Dashami tithi starts at 4 am and is manifest during sunrise, Dashami will be the tithi for Shukravasara. Navami will be skipped. It will only reflect in the calendar as the second tithi to manifest on Thursday. Such a tithi is called a Kshayat tithi or a truncated day. Therefore, we definitely need to check the Panchanga to know which tithi is presiding on any day. If it is so difficult to follow, why should we look at tithis, you may ask? It is because they have been the basis for timing rituals and festivals. Tithis can be auspicious as well as inauspicious and need to be taken into account while determining good timings for various events. The tithi becomes an important factor. Summing up, the lunar days are called tithis. There are 2 pakshas, the Shukla and Krishna paksha in each month. The tithis are named by their number within the paksha from 1 to 14. The 15th day of Krishna paksha is Amavasya and 15th day of Shukla paksha is Purnima. Now I am sure you will relate to the lunar calendar every time you hear it mentioned. Did you know that the Navratri is scheduled to be late this year by a month? If so, did you wonder why? We will look at the answer in the next video very soon. If you like this series, do subscribe, like and share. Thank you for watching. Harihi Om.